guys are basically seen as the top two teams in the conference, you know, first place maybe at stake, and just say, oh yeah, this is just another game. Are you able to do that?
I mean, technically, yeah, it is the next game on the schedule. Yeah, but it's a big game. I mean, we're both fighting over something and playing for something. And I mean, yeah, it is a big game. It is the next game. I mean, every game for us is we approach it the same way. We try to go in there and get the win. Yeah, I mean that's the main part. It is hard to say because it is a big game. But yeah, we're gonna approach it the same way. We're gonna go out there and battle, have energy, have effort, because we are competing for something, and that's just for ourselves. Has nothing to do with the other team.
When you guys played the game against Seton Hall, it really seemed like the crowd played a big role in your comeback. I mean, it wasn't the biggest crowd that you've had at the Garden, but it seemed like the best crowd that you've had at
Yeah.
the Garden. Do you need that on Friday night?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the crowd plays a big part. Just having the fans there supporting us gives us a little extra push here in the crowd as well. But we know how it's going to be tomorrow night. I don't, but I've heard it from Zuby, Coach P. You know, it'd be 10,000 us, 9,000 them. It's going to be packed all around. So we know it's going to get loud in there, and we're going to go out there and do our best. And it does help with the fans there, just having that little extra push. And but at the end of the day, it's us together in that little circle for every huddle, every timeout. And we stay together during it. But I know it's going to be pretty loud from what I've heard, just from former players and Coach P and them.
How important is it for the St. John's fans to be louder than the UConn fans? It's going to be 10,000 and 9,000.
It's important. I know how the fans get. So it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be my first time playing in a type of environment like that for sure. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, and just having the fans there supporting us and being loud. It's a key thing for us.
Dylan, so this is your first game, obviously, with St. John's playing against UConn, and especially at a big stadium like the Garden. What does that mean to you as a player, playing in front of such a big crowd?
I mean, it's a big reason why I came here. Games like this, playing for a great university and a great coaching staff, and being around great talent and playing against competition like this. I mean, this is why you come to St. John's. You look forward to it. You don't duck it. And yeah, I mean, it was a big reason why I came here, just for certain games like this and having this type of competition.
After the last game, Coach Pitino, he was on kind of this thread about we had to beat DePaul to advance to play Connecticut. That sounds like he's talking the way that somebody talks during the tournament. Has it been like that, or is this a new thing?
Nah, I mean, we got to approach every game like it is the tournament. It is definitely something that Coach talked big about last game, as far as just like you got to have that type of approach. I mean, you lose, you go home, and that's how the tournament is. So having that type of mindset is like, we hate losing, we don't want to lose, we want to keep advancing. And yeah, some games are bigger. Some games are bigger than others. Just as far as like you lose to certain teams, it can really mess up a lot that you have going on. So yeah, it's just having that type of mindset that you do whatever it takes to win because you want to keep advancing. That's how the tournament is. You do whatever it takes on that court to just move on to the next round, and that's how we got to approach even all of these games right now, because that's how it's going to be when that time comes.
You guys have looked at Connecticut. How would you describe the way that they play offense?
It's elite. I mean, it's one of the best. It's one of the best I've seen, just as far as how they move off the ball, some of the actions they run. How hard they play, and then their defense is elite as well. I mean, they're just all around. They really have no flaws. So it's just about coming in there, working on what we have to work on, and going out and execute the best we can.
Now, you've been many different things for this St. John's team, but when you arrived, you were like the defender. You were the guy they were getting who was like, so how big an accomplishment would it be for you as a defender to have helped shut down some of that elite offense?
Yeah, it's big, and I think we're going to need it from all five guys that are on the court, just doing their best on the defensive end. And I'm going to do my part as far as just trying to get all the guys going on the defensive end and just making sure we're all locked in on the scouting report and players' personnel. But, yeah, I mean, it's going to take five guys to get it done. So
Are you assigned to Mullins?
we'll see with that time. I have no idea yet. So whoever we're guarding and the way we play and everything, so we'll see what it comes down to. And I know we'll all be ready. Trust me on that. We'll be ready.
Dylan, they've won 2 of the last 3 national championships. Obviously, that's your guys' goal, right? Just talk about how they've sort of set a blueprint and a role model for what St. John's and other teams are trying to accomplish.
yeah, I mean they've built something big over there, and they've accomplished a lot, like you said, and just the culture they have, the program they have, and the way they're able to bring guys back that have accomplished things and can kind of set the foundation, set the culture for new players. I mean, they've built a lot over there, and you got to respect it. You definitely got to look at what they've built and just respect what they have going on.
In terms of Reed, you're going to have Zuby and Reed. They're like two of the best centers in the country. What do you imagine that matchup is going to look like?
It's going to be a battle. I mean, I can tell you that they're both elite players. Terrace has been really good. I remember Terrace back in high school. I think we're in the same class. So I remember him back in high school playing against him in the EYBL, and he was good then. And he's, elite now. So him and Zuby, it would be a great matchup, and it would be fun to watch. Not as a player, trust me. You know who I'm rooting for, but I'm sure the fans will have a good time watching that.
So Super Bowl Sunday, what's your pick?
Yeah, I don't know. I want to say Seattle. I like Tom Brady, though, and Tom Brady was Patriots. But I like Tom Brady because he was in Tampa and brought us the Super Bowl for the Tampa Bay Bucks. But I'll say Seattle. I got Seattle.
Give us a final score.
17-21. I think it's going to be low. I think it's going to be low.
I don't like Tom Brady around here.
Oh, man, come on. He brought a Super Bowl to Tampa Bay. I gotta like him.
Seattle's going to win?
I don't know. I like their defense. I like the culture they've built in the defensive end so far. And I mean, New England got good offense, but I think defense will win a championship for them.
Phil, how hard is it to prepare for UConn in the half court the way they play? They have a million sets and they run around like crazy behind screens. Like, how hard is that?
It's just a lot of film work. I mean, it's a lot of film work. It's a lot of time in the gym practicing all their sets and going over some of their tendencies and what they like to do. But the main thing is getting in the film room and looking at everything they do. That's been the biggest key for us going over what they do.
How much film work?
A lot.
So, like, when did you first start watching film?
I mean, right when we got back, obviously we got stuck in Chicago a little bit, but I mean, right when we got back, the next game up, and it's kind of a quick turnaround. I mean, we got back yesterday morning actually, and we'll play tomorrow. So, I mean, it was kind of straight to the film and just going over all their stuff as soon as we can.
You said that it is a big game. Do you see that in Coach Pitino as you guys are preparing? Does it feel like he thinks it's a big game?
No, not at all. I mean, with all of us, obviously we know some of the outside noise as far as how big of a game this is, but I mean, we like we've all said, we're looking at it as, I mean, it's the next game on our schedule, and it is a big game, but it's the next game on our schedule, and we know what we're after, and it's all about us right now and figuring out what we can do to, come out with a win in the next game. But just as far as how we approach it, I mean, we're approaching it the same way as another game, going about it, just all the same way.
Dylan, you obviously twice against Butler, they have a really good shooter who's a little smaller. His jacket, you kind of shut him down. I know he's different, but do you see Mullins? Is that kind of almost a somewhat similar situation? A slightly smaller guy who's a shooter that you're going to chase around?
Yeah, a little bit. Mullins, it's a lot more sets, I would say, that UConn has, just as far as getting into action on certain things. But, yeah, it's guys like Mullins, Caravan, there's a lot of times where they're just running around. You don't know what they're about to do, but you just got to be prepared for it.
Is that you admitting that you're assigned to Mullins?
No, not at all. It's not.
Dylan, what has been your favorite part of playing St. John so far?
I'd say just the culture here, the family type of atmosphere that they've built here, and honestly, just some of the locker room moments with the guys, just laughing around, hanging out. I mean, those are some of the. I feel like that's what builds teams. Just some of the relationships that you have with the players, and just some of the moments we have in the locker room. And then obviously, as far as the basketball side, just how hard we're pushed. Coach P and the rest of the coach staff tries to get us to play to like the best level we can play at. So.
Thanks, Dylan.
Is this the biggest regular season game that you've played?
That's not the way that we see it. Honestly, all respect to UConn. Obviously, they're a great program, but our level of focus doesn't change. Our preparation doesn't change. We approach the game the same way we approach each and every game.
What are you expecting from the crowd, and what do you need from the crowd? He said he thinks there'll be 10,000 St. John's and 9,000 UConn fans.
I mean, yeah, obviously, they're a great program and their fans travel. So, yeah, obviously we're expecting a 50-50. It's going to be a great crowd, and it's going to be a great experience for, some of the new guys for this program to, just kind of, feel that level of passion from both teams. So just a great. It's just gonna be great basketball. Obviously we're gonna compete and looking forward to doing whatever it takes to come out with a win.
Zuby, the last time you guys probably played a team of this caliber, maybe was in Vegas with Iowa State. How different are you guys now, and how confident are you that this team is ready for this kind of opponent?
I think that obviously, our non-conference schedule. We've had a great amount of experience with some of these teams to prepare us for a team like UConn, and every game in the Big East is always a challenge. It doesn't matter who it is. Each and every team is going to give you their best foot, and I think that we're definitely excited. We're definitely preparing. From yesterday to today, we're gonna watch film and get on the practice court and figure out areas where we could be more successful. But we're all looking forward to tomorrow. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a competitive game, physical, and we're excited for it.
I would say that the consensus probably is that you and Reed are the two best centers in the conference. What do you imagine going head-to-head with him under the glass is going to be like?
Just really physical, obviously, and I'm gonna try to impose my physicality and my will down there, and I have Bryce Hopkins and I have Dylan Mitchell to just kind of help me out, and their backup center is Rivalry is actually pretty good as well too. So I think inserting our physicality early on would be really good for us, and it's going to be a tough matchup, but we're ready for it.
When you watch the film of UConn, how would you describe their offense?
It's just really chaotic. They got counters on counters to each and every action, and I think our coaching staff, especially Talik, is doing a great job of showing us areas where we could maybe exploit some of their actions and doing a great job of just taking some of the actions away, because it is really complicated some of the actions they run. I think just taking it away and coming together and doing whatever it takes, and he's going to start on defense for us. I think this game is definitely going to be one on defense and our offense as well. But we just got to be the more physical team, I would say, to be able to just come out with a victory.
Do you think over the last month you guys have become? I mean, your defensive rebounding has been night and day in this winning streak. Do you feel like this team over the last month has kind of found that physicality that maybe was missing earlier?
Definitely. I think that's some of the things that we needed to work on. Which is our rebounding, and Coach Pitino emphasizes it a lot. Just hitting guys early, getting low, and even telling me, I think I even got to do a better job, especially on the defensive glass, of just hitting first and then pursuing the ball second. So. He's been showing us film, and obviously, we've improved in that area, especially with Dylan Mitchell, coming into the, starting lineup as well, to be able to, just help us, with physicality and length as well. So that's something that we definitely, needed to work on, and I think that we're doing a better job at it too.
Last season, when we talked to Deku on Selection Sunday, we sort of were talking about the fact that you guys had been already treating some games like NCAA tournament games. And Deku said, it's a different animal. Coach Pitino becomes a different animal when it's like that. Do you see him taking that sort of NCAA way about him going into this game?
Not, more so specifically this game, but, it's February. This is where you have a chance this month to be able to just make a huge run and a huge impact and get ready for March. And each and every team in the Big East, like I said, is a challenge. There's no easy. There's no game where you go into it and you feel comfortable that you definitely 100% gonna win this game. That's not possible. Every team is gonna play you as hard as they possibly can to win, vice versa. So not just UConn, but every team, especially in this month specifically, is really important. And we're taking it one game at a time. Obviously UConn is our next matchup, so we got to worry about UConn. And like I said, they're a great program. We don't treat them any differently than we do DePaul or Marquette or any other team in the league.
That said, how big of an opportunity, number 3 team in the country, right now they're a projected 1 seed. You have them in your building. I mean, how big of an opportunity is this for you guys?
It's a great opportunity. They're really great. On the offensive end, they're great on the defensive end. So it's gonna take definitely full 40 minutes. Everybody really just playing together and staying committed to grinding it out, because it's gonna be a war out there. I'm pretty sure Coach Pitino or Dylan or whoever speaks to you guys would say the same. It's gonna definitely be a physical war out there for 40 minutes, and both teams are trying to win, obviously, but they're coming to our home. They're coming to MSG, and we're gonna look to feed into the crowd as well. Have Johnny's Nation back us up, and just play together ball for 40 minutes. I think that's the biggest key to be able to come out the win.
Zugi, so obviously to the fans, St. John's and UConn is such a big game. But to you as a player, how do you feel preparing against UConn has improved your play?
It's really a blessing, to be able to, I'm going to my 3rd year, and getting to play UConn, and it's such a historic program. Obviously, they've won 2 championships, previously. So they're a great team, ranked number 2. It's always a great matchup, especially for me and for the rest of the teams when we get to play each other. And it's really exciting ball. And what makes it more exciting is obviously the fans, feeding into it as well. So it's like I said, it's a blessing to be able to go out there and play and do what I love to do.
Super Bowl Sunday, who's going to win the game?
Say the Patriots, please.
I might have to go with the Seahawks. I wouldn't lie.
Well, give us a final score.
Final score. I would say a low scoring game. Let's say 21 to, let's say 21-18 or something.
Why do you think Seattle's going to win?
I don't know. I just like their odds a little bit more. I don't have a specific reason, but that's it.
The way UConn has played the last 2 games, is that a sign up to you that they're 22-1, but they've kind of struggled a little bit. The last 2 they've been incredible. How much is that a concern that they're starting to make more threes, and how much do you need to shut that off?
Well, I think Solo Ball's playing with great confidence right now, and so is Demery. They're both shooting the ball. Demery's really playing well. Sometimes it's the opponent that it's a bad matchup for the other team. But listen, they've played great in the beginning of the year. They're playing great now. They really only they have 1 loss, and they didn't have Mullen or their center. So they basically have an undefeated season.
How would you compare them to the championship teams they had a couple years ago?
I wouldn't. I think every team's different.
Rick, you played some really good teams in the non-conference. How different do you think you guys are now than when you played the Kentuckys and the Iowa States and the Auburns?
I think we're a more focused team. I don't know how much better we are. We lost Iowa State by a point. I don't necessarily think we're better. I think we know each other better. I think we're more fluid on offense because of knowing each other better. Not only do I have to get to know the players have to get to know me, but they have to get to know each other, and they're growing as well. You just hope that this time of season you're getting better, and we are.
Rick, do you think that there's any sort of, in that period of time when UConn was like winning but not winning big, was there any kind of common thread that you saw that was helping teams be successful against them?
No, I think this is a league where anybody on any given night could win against anybody. I mean, we were down to Xavier. We were down to Seton Hall, and we had a fight to come back. I think that, it's the teams at the bottom here could beat you on any given night, and we realize that because we've faced them. We're not a dominating basketball team like Connecticut has been. We're not that type of team.
In the Seton Hall game, even though it wasn't the most well-attended game, it might have been your best crowd at the Garden. The guys really seemed to like get something out of the crowd as they made their comeback against Seton Hall. Do you think that like the participation of the fans is going to be important at all?
Well, they're going to have about 7,000 fans, so I think.
9,000.
I don't know the exact count because you don't know who's on StubHub selling their tickets. I know we have 10,000 season ticket holders, but how many of them sell their tickets, you never know that. And I think the crowd, home crowd is great here almost every game. When we're going to have 16,000 people for Xavier on a Monday night, so I think crowds are great.
Rick, a lot of the arenas have sort of changed where we sit in relation to you, so we don't really hear as much of like the dialogue between you and the officials. But do you think that Coach Hurley is being given more latitude than some of the other coaches?
I have no idea. I really don't. I haven't watched enough of him to see if he's getting latitude or not.
He knew he wasn't going to answer that one.
Sorry?
I said he knew he wasn't going to answer that one.
No, I really don't know. I don't watch. I watch the Connecticut basketball team. I don't watch. The television doesn't show you how much latitude he's getting away with.
Rick, there's a lot of hype for this team. Two top 25 teams, the two teams, everyone says the two best teams in the league. You have the records to prove it. They obviously have had incredible success. You guys the last few years have played really well. It might be one of the biggest regular season games St. John's has played in 10, 15 years. Do you feel the excitement? Do you feel the hype for this game?
I don't buy into the hype. It's great for the fans. It's great for everybody coming to the game. It's awesome feeling, but we're not doing anything different than we did for DePaul. There's nothing different about our preparation, nothing different about our game, except we're playing a team that basically is, in our eyes, undefeated, and one of the great teams in the country. And we have all 5 players are dangerous. So, but with the preparation's not any different, and I probably get more hyped for DePaul and Xavier than I do for Connecticut because I don't have to worry about the team being up. They're going to be up, but you don't know against other opponents.
In talking to Ejiofor and Mitchell, when we asked them about like describing the UConn offense, elite, complicated, runs a bunch of different things, are they a harder team to defend against than many?
Because of their personnel, yes, because they shoot it. So Mullen may be the best shooter in the country. Caravan is very difficult to guard because he really understands how to play. Their 2 centers are as good as any 2 centers in college basketball. Demery's picking up and he's playing great. Solo Ball's playing great. So it's more the personnel running the offense than it is the actual offense.
Is it a problem at all for the league that there are 2 teams that are combined 22-1?
Well, we are right now. Let's see how it shakes out.
Right, but at this point, right now it looks like unless someone gets really hot, it's going to be a 3-bid league.
Well, Duke sits on top of the ACC, and
Right.
they're sort of like Connecticut. They're untouchable.
So you don't think it's necessarily a problem that 2 teams?
Remember, if we had 15, 16 teams, like a lot of these leagues, and we got 3, but with 11 teams, if you get 3 or 4 in, that's pretty good. So it's, 30, 40% of the league.
I mean, last year I think you got 5. What do you think? You mentioned the other day with John that you think there should be like a baseline for how much teams spend on NIL.
That's not going to happen. I said if I was the commissioner, that's what I would do, but I'm not the commissioner. And
Do you think that's holding some teams back that they're not?
I think if you give Shaheen Holloway $10 million, and you give my son $10 million, and you give Georgetown and Providence probably have that, but if you give Butler and DePaul $10 million, their coaches are good enough to really have outstanding players.
Rick, from a health standpoint, how is everybody?
We're very healthy.
I know that you.
So am I, Roger.
I'm glad to hear that. I know know that you invest a lot in how well the team practices leading into a game. How have you felt about their practice?
Well, we had a little bit of a glitch. We had mechanical difficulties, couldn't get back, and couldn't have a real practice yesterday. So I'll know today we'll have a real practice.
How do you just feel about this team as you go into facing one of the best teams in the country?
I feel I've loved this team from day one.
I guess what I'm asking is, do you feel like they're ready to beat a team at this caliber? Like you guys can beat a team like this?
We're going to find out tomorrow. I mean, I would just be guessing.
No, but I mean, do you think they're in the right headspace? Do you think you're
I
going in the
think
right
I
direction?
think this is a great group of guys that gives me everything they have all the time, mentally, physically. They're wonderful to be around. So I don't have a single complaint about this basketball team.